Hey guys, welcome back. So we got a new topic this week. What happened to JonBenét Ramsey? This video will be about 5 to 10 minutes long, going over everything I think happened to JonBenét. Uh, it's truly tragedy. She was a 6-year-old girl out of Colorado. All right, so like I said, this is JonBenét. She was 6 years old when she was murdered. It was Christmas, December 26th, 1996. It was Christmas Eve. Her family was in the house. She was found dead basement the next morning. So a lot of information to unpack. So what do I think happened to JonBenét? I agree with CBS. Truly, CBS I think had it spot on. They did a lot of research. I think truly it was Burke. I think it was her brother. If you look right here, her brother's top right. So the night she was murdered, they found a bowl of pineapples. So a bowl of pineapples is not significant at all, unless you take into account it's the only thing that was in JonBenét's stomach that night. Literally, the only thing that she had eaten before she died was pineapples. So the reason this is significant is Patsy, the mother, right here, had declined even giving pineapples to any of the kids or even eating pineapples herself. Okay, cool. But her fingerprints were on the bowl, and so was Burke. So I think, the CBS lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit between Burke and CBS had some ground. I think Burke was highly jealous of JonBenét. The relationship they had was definitely one-sided. JonBenét was what we would call the golden goose, the golden child. Burke was definitely the undertone, the black sheep of the family. So the night JonBenét was found, they found her with pineapples in her stomach. Obviously, the only people that had the fingerprints on the pineapple bowl were Patsy and Burke. So what happened? I think Patsy had gotten the pineapples for Burke and JonBenét. You know, Burke had the bowl of pineapples. JonBenét ate one, and then I think something led to something else. They ran downstairs, and that's where Burke inevitably murdered JonBenét in the basement. So now we get into the whole what's what. So Patsy and John Ramsey, the parents, I think ended up hearing the commotion, whether Burke was trying to cover it up or they heard the actual act itself, and they went downstairs to investigate whether it was Patsy first or John. I don't know. I believe it was John that had went downstairs first and seen it. Just because I think if Patsy had found it, I think it would have gone differently, maybe. I don't know. That's speculation. Again, all of this is speculation. This is completely in my opinion, and again, I have, no degrees, no badge, no nothing. So this is just an opinion for the internet. So I think they went downstairs. They had seen what had happened. JonBenét was murdered. Burke was standing there holding the garrote, which, if you don't know, I'll show you a picture here in a second. Got this garrote. It was not a bought one. It was handmade. So it was handmade from a paintbrush that Patsy owned, right? So it was broken, and the two ends were used to strangle JonBenét. All right. So now we have the murder weapon. Theoretically, I don't. Also, another part of that was they say the paintbrush handle had been used to essay JonBenét, but there's still little evidence of that, so we'll leave that speculation. All right, so now we'll get into the cover-up. Okay, yeah, so there was a grand jury indictment for JonBenét Ramsey's parents, okay? So this is for John Ramsey, and then this is for Patsy, okay? So it's two each, and they're both, I think this is very important. So the wording on this is telling, truly. So it says, on or between December 25th and December 26th, 1996 in Boulder, Colorado, or Boulder County, Colorado, JonBenét Ramsey did unlawfully, knowingly, recklessly, and feloniously permit a child to be unreasonably placed in a situation which posed a threat of injury to the child's life or health, which resulted in the death of JonBenét Ramsey, a child under the age of 16. Okay, and then we'll read the next one real quick. Did unlawfully, knowingly, and feloniously render assistance to a person with intent to hinder, delay, and prevent the discovery, detention, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of such person for the commission of a crime, knowing the person being assisted has committed and was suspected of the crime of murder in the first degree. This is from the grand jury, guys. Like, this is literally from the grand jury saying that they knowingly withheld information. And then we'll get into Patsy, which I do believe is the same. Yeah, so the same indictments on both. But it just goes to show that I believe her parents, at the very least, know who did it. And in my opinion, I think it was Burke. In my mind, the only person that parents, like the two parents, would go to bat for unwillingly, like undoubtfully, is their son. They've already lost their daughter. It's heartbreaking. But I think in their mind, it would be equally as heartbreaking to lose both of them, which is just devastating because, she didn't deserve it. All right. So now we get into, if the grand jury indicted them, why are they not in jail? What happened? Okay. So this is where it gets a little, let's get some hush hush money and everyone just moves on. So in 96, as we know, everything happened. I believe 99 was when the grand jury actually fell. So I don't believe this was 96. This was 99. So if we look at the DA's past, Alexander Hunter, he is the one who decided to not pursue the grand jury indictment. He decided that it was not a winnable case. He just decided to not pursue it. Crazy, right? Not even to pursue it, not even to get a little bit of information. I don't know. That's a little weird. But as you can see, in 2001, so 2 years after the grand jury indictment, he decided to leave Colorado, Boulder, and he ended up actually retiring and moving to Hawaii. Pretty crazy, right? So, he's out of the picture now, but even now, to this day, they refuse to, pick up indictments. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they did just put out a press release, if I'm not too far out, city of Boulder. So, it's just saying that they retested some DNA, they've got more technology looking at it. It's not too much right now. If you want any extra information, I highly recommend you go to the bouldercolorado.gov website. It is the official website for the county. It is where I got most of my information, where I got most of my pictures. They do a really good job at background information. Just, it's so sad. 6-year-old. It's sad that a 6-year-old has died, and then 28 years later, there's still no answers. And the answers we do have is riddled with, "Oh, you're lying," or this or that. So, I don't know. At the end of the day, we all just want what's best, and I think the truth coming out would be best. Again, guys, this is all in my opinion. I believe Burke had something to do with the murder of JonBenét. I believe Patsy and John had something to do with the cover-up. I believe Alex Hunter, the DA, had something to do with the cover-up. This is all speculation. I want answers. We need answers. I'm tired of sitting here looking at 20-year-old cases with nothing. It's literally crazy to think about the information we have at our hands, and there's literally no information left. I don't know. Talk about Stressed Out Productions. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below any other missing persons, cold cases that need answered. You guys are the reason I do this. Let's keep it going. Thank you.